This is Justin Amazon on Wednesday, May 30th, 2018. And I went back and drew in the previous all-time high. This line, the previous all-time high was on 313, and the price was 1617.54 during market hours. So that's the line that I used on a daily. Drew that in. That's what we were contending with yesterday and couldn't get above. And then pre-market today, we were above it. So it's interesting to see what will happen when we've had, bullish candle. I think the previous day was another bullish candle. And so, like we've seen, we've got some selling just like yesterday, some selling right before open. Here we are right before open. I actually checked to make sure I had the right candle there. 825 candle. Some selling actually pushing below this line. So we'll see what happens at the open. If we had some downtrend angle, somewhat of a flag, a triangle, whatever yesterday ended up being, besides just chopping around all day in this range, basically bound by these two red lines that, this one we've had in here for a while, and this one we just didn't have drawn in because it wasn't relevant until yesterday. And we'll see if it's relevant today. So step into the day here and immediately open with a slight gap up, and then I don't know which way this went, if it sold off then bought up and came back down, or bought then sold off and then came back up, and that candle positive. But it's a nice indecision candle, bullish indecision candle right on this level. So great place to start the day. Basically, you can set up a trade saying, okay, if it's going to pull back, let's do that aggressively, maybe get down to this level for close to 1-to-1. Or if it's going to go bullish, great, okay, go back, let's go rally a little bit, pull back a little bit, come back down and give us a tighter stop, something with the actual stop below this line and the trigger above it. And use the indecision at this level, and what we know this level has been good for yesterday, use that level again. So we got an inside candle, a little bit of consolidation here. This candle moved a little bit lower, but it's still inside the first 5-minute opening candle. And then this one, another indecision candle that actually made a slightly higher high than the indecision candle that we were talking about. Still very indecisive, right in this line. And more I want something to actually break out, retest, and go, or break down, retest, and go down if it's bearish. So, but we're really looking for a bullish trade. Another inside candle, mostly inside. It was a little tight on the wick here. This looks like it's coming down a little further. Still consolidating from this pattern from I was gonna say from down here, but not. It threw a wick down, or not threw a wick, it threw a price down here, and then it threw a price up here, and then came right back down. So if you look at this a little bigger, it does sort of look like a bit of a triangle consolidating on this line. From 1603 to 1627, the average of that is around 1612, so you'd expect it to, I did that wrong in my head. I think 1615. Yeah, 1615. So this really is the middle in this area. So slightly below this line at 1617. But yeah, so the middle of those two, would be about 1615. So anyway, see if that's a line, or see if that's an area that we are chopping around. So at one point, this would have been a breakdown candle, and instead it's a nice buying candle. It's just below this level. So it's not where we want to buy, but it is a nice buying candle. This could turn in Morningstar reversal and then rally. Or if this candle gets taken out, then it's similar to, we saw with this one, that we would actually want to go bearish. Some people may have been hopping on bearish because you're taking out the lows of these candles, and it just could continue down lower. So it's a possibility too. Here's a Morningstar reversal. All right, so it's going, and now it's triggered in above the line with a stop down here. That's still too wide for what I'd want to see after yesterday, how just paused this level, but it is nice to have a couple candles in a row closing above. We sort of had that here. We didn't really have that yesterday. We had this candle close above, this candle close above, and this candle close above, but it really couldn't do, sequential closes above. We've already got these two here, and now we've got these two here. And we really want to see it hold, and there you go. It didn't hold it. Came back down. Okay, now it's looking like it's going to do another Morning Star-esque pattern or a double bottom pattern. Actually, that'd be interesting. Double bottom here, break out, retest this level, and then go. That'd be a nice setup. So let's see if it gets up there and goes. Okay, it's going. That's nice. I like how it actually bounced. It actually pulled back and then bounced right on the line. This could be a short-term sort of retest that neckline, or at least at this level. Somebody could have been buying at 16.17.54, a stop down here at maybe 16.14.54. So that's a $3 risk, and you're already up an R, and you're going to look for it to continue to rally. Maybe not wait till this high to get out, but you're right around yesterday's high. That's a good place to peel off a little bit of profit and trail up your stop, maybe to the 16.16 or 16.17 price, because it's looking like this is holding. Again, though, this is two closes above, two closes above, two closes above this line, and it looks like it's going to stay. Yeah, another close above, more closes above. All this is staying above the 16.17, so that hasn't happened yet. So if you're in this, you're just trailing up your stop, So after a few more minutes or a few more candles go by, trail it up to here. A few more candles go by, trail it up to here, and because it's kind of curving a little more sideways. It could consolidate up here and break out, or it could break down, and you want to be stopped out or trailed out of that position if it pulls back down anywhere into the previous high in the day, or down to the 16.17 price. So a new place to look for a re-entry to get in again if you're stopped out would be around 16.20. My eyes kind of gravitate towards this from yesterday's value ones here. So I'd have something set up to buy around 16.20, the stop down around 16.17, and that way if it does come all the way down to 16.17, you're triggered in. But it bounced so nicely here. We didn't get another little bit of a longer term retest, and so I don't know if it's going to come back all that far down to here. Still could. We sold off like this yesterday into the next level down. We could do that again here. But these smaller candles in this consolidation here, and we got the squeeze that I didn't even notice the squeeze had fired. It just looks like we're going to stay a little bit higher today, which is great. We're back up into the 16.20s. It's been a while since we've been at the level. So we'll step through a little bit more. Nice consolidation here. That's a nice little bounce off the 21. And indecision candle. So this looks like it's just going sideways, consolidating a little bit. We have a squeeze that's starting to form again, so that's good. And okay, so likely stopped out here if you had been trailing your stop. So maybe you made, maybe you took off an R or a little bit of profit, not a whole R. You took off a little bit of profit here, and then as it came up here, let's see what that high was. 16.25. Again, at 16.17.54. So 16.24.54 would have been 2R. So maybe you got 2R on this if you got out up here, or on this candle and this candle. If you were trading the shares, and with the options, may not have gotten up to 2R up here. So we'll have to look at the calls and see what's going on there. But this is pulling back a little bit. The low on this is 16.20.84, so not quite as far as I wanted to pull back for another place to get in. We got more squeeze forming. Here we go. I think this came back into 16.20. 16.19.70. And a nice small candle. So you could get in here on this candle because you're looking for a bounce at these levels here that seem to hold earlier. This is a retest of this level, but not this level. But your stop's down at 16.17. So again, $3 risk. And nice indecision candle. That could break down. It could go bullet. It could go either way. Nice consolidation there, just a stair step, two candle stair step pattern, and now it's on its way back up. So hopefully you're in at 1620 and just holding on. We're in the afternoon and just more sideways. So if you had gotten in here, maybe you trailed your stop up to here, so you're slightly profitable. Maybe you trailed your stop up to here, looking for a return up to the high of the day, and maybe you got stopped out. Or if your stop was here, you're looking like you're about to get stopped out. Another squeeze is forming, but it just doesn't look like it's too strong. This looks like a much wider consolidation now. We got a high here, a slightly lower high, You got a low here that's above this low, another low that's above the previous low. So higher lows, lower highs, it's definitely consolidating. We got the squeeze forming, and it's much tighter range up here than we saw for all of yesterday's consolidation with this larger kind of triangle pattern or downtrend here. We're just seeing just some chop in this area. It's like it made its move to a new high, or it looks like it'll close at a new high, and just contending with more sellers up this area. So I don't know that we're going to see much happen. But there you go, it's breaking out. Okay, so around we're almost at the end of the day. Let's fast forward. There you go, there's the end of the day. So it actually starts to break out right here on this candle at 2:40 in the afternoon Central. So, the market only had 20 minutes left and it's breaking out. That's not where I'm going to get in looking for a huge move after that kind of consolidation. I'm going to look for a continuation tomorrow. There's people buying here, and we're in the territory of having, this is the highest close we've had on Amazon. We're above this indecision candle up here. We're above the high in this candle. The only thing we have to contend with is the high in this candle, 1638. But after some people hopped on bearish here and we just went sideways, we basically stair stepped through this, bullish engulfing. We've not looked back. We just continued higher. And again, without this line in here, we're at new levels that we haven't really traced. We've had so many things retracing in this area. It's great to see something actually holding a breakout and almost doing a double bottom here. It could go sideways another day, but I would really look for it to rally up into this high and maybe further. It's had so much of a resting period, and it definitely consolidated here. You have the bigger triangle here, but you definitely have another one that formed here, and it's breaking out on the daily after it broke out on this one on the daily, and then back on the 5-minute. You've broken out of this one, you've broken out of this one. Everything's going bullish on this, that any sort of pullback is an opportunity to get in. Case in point, this pullback today. Any of the candles down here retesting yesterday's level. That's what this candle ended up doing, is actually filling. Let's see if I get there. What's the close? 16:12.88, and the low was 16:12.93. 5 cents away from yesterday's closing price. Definitely retested that from opening up in this area. And it's just nice to see that the values so close that somebody could have been looking to buy within pennies of that price and maybe been filled. That's why so many people were filled or bought up on this candle after it was looking like it was breaking down. Just really bullish. So let's go back and look at what it would mean to buy at the 1617.54 price and 935 on the call. So let's see, and reset my options that I was looking at from yesterday. So here's the call at 935, getting in on this candle. Could have gotten in for maybe 950, maybe 9, somewhere in there, 950 or 9, and then a stop down at 850, that below that candle, or $8. So 9 by 8, $100 risk, and you could have sold that up here at 12 for a 3-hour gain, or even at the highs, the previous highs at like 1150 or something. So that's more than a 2-hour gain. So that would have been great to have that set up. this pullback came right back down to the 9 level and then went up to 11. So this would have been 2 Rs again, and this one didn't quite pull back as far. But if somebody was watching it, there was an opportunity to get in. Again here. Let's see, what were these candles? 115. Yeah, these candles. This Morningstar reversal here. Getting on these candles. Not much of a trend line to draw, but if the option is close to an area that was bought before, it's possible to do a setup similar. Or maybe somebody was buying at 950 with a stop at 850 over here, and they're in at 950 again with a stop at 850. And from 950, get out at the close, you're up over 2R again. So a couple of times could have bought for 2R or more on the trade or on the movements today, and then let's see what's going on with the puts. If there was anything worth looking at in the puts, just trying to get something that we go in the money a little bit for part of price. Oops. No, just chopped around. Only stay within a couple dollars here, so I don't really see a good place you could have been buying. It just went sideways. The put was losing premium, went sideways, chopped, and then started to roll down as Amazon broke out here. So not many bearish moves. Even this one, from here back down. Maybe got in on this candle aggressively at 9:30 on a put. So I'm sorry, 11:30. So 11:30 on a put, you're buying at $7.40 or $740, and then you would have had to flip it out with only about an R, maybe a little less to actually get filled. So nothing really happened on that move, even though it looked good on the sell-off, or on the pullback. It's not sell-off, on the pullback here, right into an area that looked like it was a good place to buy. Yesterday's levels and then today's levels. Then breakout, retest, breakout, or bounce again. So sort of an S curve here. I mean, I see this as being an S curve to buy in this area, and would have wanted it to go a little bit further and faster. We got another retest S curve, and then just chop into this breakout. So as we stand today, we're just consolidating still after hours into this price area. So if we gap up again, look for some selling to come in at the open like we've had yesterday, and the last few days we're looking at yesterday's candles, or in yesterday's video, that we had some selling right at the end of the pre-market or right at the start of the open of the regular hours. So oops, take a look back at the daily, and let's see if anything comes up on another time frame. Yeah, nothing drawn in here. Nothing drawn here. This is a nice, really nice accumulation. Breakout, retest, and just has been rallying since that down in the 1590s area. And we even have the lines in here. It just looks so good that it continued up and didn't let these candles in here slow it down. And it just chopped around a lot more yesterday, and then breaking out again today. Just looking for that triangle thing to show up and see if anything is. Okay, a lot of triangles here during that consolidation, pointing to, okay, it's going to go one way or the other, and then it actually gapped down on this day. On what day was that? 5/23, Wednesday, last weekend Wednesday. Right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, so last Wednesday, where it looked like it could sell off, comes up into this resistance, sells off, and then rallies bullish through that and reverses the triangle. All these triangles, so now you have this level being the retest. But with so many of these triangles, that's a lot more evidence to say we're not done with this kind of move yet. There could be a stronger pullback, but it doesn't look like anything is really slowing it down. So I'm not seeing any more triangles come into this. Zoom back in on this. So triangles in this area on the 4 hour or the hourly, I think is what we just saw. but a great place to have some more consolidation and then a breakout bullish. And oh, that's interesting. On the daily, we actually have a bullish squeeze triggered bullish. We have a squeeze that was losing bullish momentum that is now triggered back in bullish, and we'll see if it continues to do that or if it wants to pull back a little bit more. I mean, if we have a bearish day, a selling candle, it's a great opportunity to get in bullish, but it's got to be in your plan to be able to do something like that. Let's see. One other thing I'll look at is the weekly. See if there's anything in here. Weekly, no squeeze, nice indecision candle there, and then just kind of plugging away there. So we had 4 weeks of selling in a row here, but way up in our area up here, we've just seen a lot of sideways, stair stepping that we're finally breaking out of. So that's on a weekly. We'll come back into the daily and just make sure that everything's ready for another video tomorrow and see what we can do. So this is the new line. I drew in 16-17-54 and came into play today, which is great because we were just talking about it during yesterday's video. So hope you enjoyed this one. This is Justin AMZN. Thank you.